Sierra Friar, 18 years old at the time of her exclusive interview with 48 Hours, talks about the morning of October 2, 2017, when her father, Aaron, and 15-year-old sister, Ellie, vanished. Welcome to the Crime Vault. In this chilling episode, we delve into the haunting disappearance of Aaron Friar and his daughter, Ellie. What began as an ordinary morning on October 2, 2017, quickly spiraled into a nightmare filled with bloodshed and betrayal. Watch to the end and start with subscribing the channel. 11-year-old Sierra Friar wakes up to her father Aaron Friar yelling and the sound of glass breaking around 5:30 a.m. Terrified, she stayed in her room until she felt safe enough to come out. Around 6:15 a.m., when the house is quiet, Sierra exits her room to find her father and her older sister Ellie have disappeared. She sees the living room walls covered in blood and shattered glass from an overhead light fixture on the floor. She then calls for help. Sierra is brought to her mother Maggie Friar's home a couple of blocks away. Maggie Friar calls 911 at 6:42 a.m. and said, "Something happened and nobody can find my ex-husband or my oldest daughter, there's blood everywhere." At 6:43 a.m., Medford, Oregon, police officers are dispatched to Aaron Friar's home for a welfare check and a missing persons case is declared. Officer Logan Boyd approaches Aaron Friar's home and sees a visible blood trail from the front door to a back gate that leads to an alley. The blood trail continues for a few feet then disappears. There are fresh tire tracks near where the blood trail ended. Aaron Friar's car is then reported missing, too. Based on the totality of the scene and suspicious circumstances relating to the missing persons, a MADIU, Major Assault and Death Investigation Unit, call-out is initiated. At 7:40 a.m., a request goes out to all Medford police detectives to respond to the Friar home. Around 9 a.m., Det. Shannon Reynolds interviews Sierra, who says she was hiding in her bedroom but then looked through her window and saw Ellie's boyfriend Gavin McFarlane outside the house. She mentions McFarlane is not allowed at the house and that Aaron Friar had forbidden Ellie from seeing Gavin after learning he was 19 years old. This is the break the police were looking for. Detectives begin tracking McFarlane's cell phone. At 9:52 a.m., Aaron Friar's missing vehicle is found about 5 miles east of his home. Officers notice dried blood on the rear bumper and find more blood soaked into the carpet of the trunk. At 10:48 a.m., 4 hours after police are dispatched to the crime scene at the Friar house, Ellie is found unharmed walking alongside a busy street just a few miles from her dad's home. Ellie is with two men, her 19-year-old boyfriend Gavin McFarlane and his friend, 22-year-old Russell Jones. At 10:51 a.m., the three are separated, handcuffed, and taken into custody for questioning. Lead detective Bill Ford decides to interview Jones before McFarlane, as Ford had had a previous encounter with Jones and knows he's a talker. Ford decides to try what he calls smockin' and jokin'. He takes Russell outside for a cigarette break. Just slightly over an hour after being detained, Jones tells Ford that he can take him to the location where Aaron Friar's remains were dumped at 12:50 p.m. At Jones's direction, Aaron Friar's remains are found wrapped in a green tarp and Tinkerbell fleece blanket off of a remote highway just 20 miles north of Friar's home. With that discovery, the case officially went from a missing person to a homicide investigation. At 12:50 p.m., the murder weapon, a baseball bat, is found lodged in a nearby tree about 8 feet off the ground. Aaron Friar's cause of death would later be determined to be from blunt force trauma to the head. Knowing that Aaron Friar was murdered, the police zero in on their three suspects. Complicating matters, all three start pointing a finger at each other. Jones told investigators that McFarlane killed Aaron Friar in self-defense. Ellie said that she believed that Jones was her father's killer. McFarlane said Ellie was the one who wanted Aaron Friar dead. In October 2018, Gavin McFarlane pleads guilty to murder and murder conspiracy charges. He was sentenced to 25 years to life. In January 2019, Ellie pleaded guilty to an adult charge of conspiring to murder her father, Aaron. She was later sentenced to 25 years. In August 2021, Russell Jones entered a no-contest plea to conspiracy to commit murder. He was sentenced to 15 years. Thank you for watching the story. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video.